Hello and welcome to the West Wales Karting Virtual Racing Gt5 Championship on the Xbox. Today we are at Donington Park GP and we're at the 7th round of the championship out of 9, so only 2 rounds left to go after this one, and it's going to be extremely close because the points are very close in the midfield and the championship is still up for grabs, so it's going to be absolute fury out there today. And we look at that championship standing now, and the upshot is if Scuderia Sam wins today and Alex CDL doesn't finish or has a disconnection issue, then Scuderia Sam's won the title. So Alex CDL is going to be trying very hard today to try and win this race and prevent that from happening because he's still in the shot. D-Man though is trying to catch Alex, and then like I say in the midfield there, Cherry Berry, Stewart, Chris, Unfixed Drone, Big Bad Wolf as well. They're all very closely matched in the midfield, and with just a few points separating them all, anything can happen here today and it'll set up the end of the championship quite nicely. But Cherry Berry took pole position after a very mixed weather condition qualifying. It was very, very wet and low light as well. And the track was drying towards the end, so drivers kept going quicker and quicker after each other, but Cherry Berry did an absolutely storming lap there with the contenders back on row 3, and we're waiting for the lights now, and it's a fantastic start from Cherry Berry. Alex CDL doesn't get such a great start there in 4th place, and he's being swamped a little bit, and Scuderia Sam's now on his inside, but it's an absolute storming start from BDCC Dan. Look in the blue car down the middle, he's looking around the outside of Scuderia Sam, the wheel to wheel now going through turn 1, and they touch, and that's BDCC down round. Smash, he goes into a car there. He collects a couple of cars on the inside of turn 1, and he's at the back now, unfortunately. But now going down the hill here into Old Hairpin is Big Bad Wolf having a look down the inside of Scuderia Sam. And Alex CDL here is battling away with, as ever, Stuart Davis. They just can't leave each other alone. They love each other. And Stuart Davis is staying ahead of Alex CDL now. And Alex CDL kicks up a bit of dust there, but he manages to stay on the circuit. And as for a frantic start here with Cherry Berry leading, and Chris Doherty there for Team Islands up in 2nd place, Harrow in the back of Cherry Berry's multicoloured Ginetta G40, and he might be having a look as they go down now the Dunlop Straight, and he might be having a look into the chicane. Stuart Davis is keeping a watching brief while Scuderia Sam still holds off Big Bad Wolf. Stuart.
Yeah, frantic start there, great start from BTC Stan, obviously absolutely flying through from the back of the grid there, and Chris is hounding, as you said, Cherry Berry as they go down into the hairpin. And look at that, the pack's already split into sort of 3 pairs and two groups as well. So is Chris Doherty having a look around the outside?
Yeah, Chris Doherty's trying to look around the outside, but he's going to go for the cutback now. And they collide. And Cherry Berry, they just lost the back end, I think, and he collided with Chris, and that's lost Chris a lot of momentum. And Cherry Berry's still facing the wrong way, but Chris Doherty now has let through Stuart Davis and Alex CDL into the lead, and now Chris is having a look on Alex. Scuderia Sam there's up to 4th. That's a big shame there for Cherry Berry. Scuderia Sam pits as a very early pit stop, Stuart.
Yeah, well, he openly admits that he doesn't like to get too involved in early lap carnage, and if he can get out of the frying pan, out of the fire, he can get a bit of clear air, pump in some fast lap times, and Big Bad Wolf, he's trying a little bit too hard in the background there. Obviously that sign was not to his liking, he thought I'll just put it somewhere else out of view. And as they come down into the Old Hairpin now, Chris has dropped to 3rd place, and Cherry Berry's jumped Sam in the pits by the looks of it.
Yes, Cherry Berry is absolutely... Yeah, he's jumped Sam. I don't know how he managed that. I don't think maybe he didn't stop, I don't know, but they are teammates, so there is a chance that maybe he couldn't stop because Scuderia Sam was in his pit box, who knows. But that was very interesting because now Cherry Berry is ahead of Scuderia Sam, and it's not working out well for him really because with Alex CDL there up in the top positions, oh no, he's spun. Alex CDL was having a really good battle there with Chris Doherty, but he's spun coming onto the Dunlop Straight, and that's Big Bad Wolf as well going past him. So actually this puts the balance back towards Scuderia Sam now because Alex CDL hasn't made his pit stop yet, and you've got Chris here still setting he's setting quite an impressive lap time there. I think, not quite as quick as Stuart Davis up ahead, and Alex CDL, though, he's got a lot of pace, hasn't he? So, he'll be able to claw his way back into this. But it's shaping up very nicely for when they do these pit stops to it, to see where they all come back out. They might kind of make all their pit stops quite early now as a sort of domino effect.
Well, it's quite possible. A lot of the drivers are all very close in terms of lap time this time. There's no real sort of disparity between the quickest laps of a lot of the drivers. So, yeah, Scuderia Sam, he could have set off a chain reaction. We'll have to wait and see. There's Unfixed Drone there. Yeah, Alex is into the pits there, obviously, to cover off Sam. I'm wondering if he might have blinked a bit early there with that half spin. You're not really going to have much of a chance of leapfrogging Sam, and that's BTCC Dan jumping in the background as well there. So that's going to promote, Unfixed Throne up to 4th position and Baz the Ninja up to 5th. It'd be nice to see if he could get in the mix with a few drivers and get off the bottom of the leaderboard.
Absolutely, yes, Stuart. And I was going to say, we don't really speak about Unfixed Throne in the opening laps, and it's the same here. He's just avoided the carnage and he's through into 4th place already, so he's quietly getting on with the job as BTCC Dan now exits the pit lane and he goes back on track to look for more carnage. So look out, BTCC Dan is about, and Scuderia Sam is in 7th here now. So yes, he is ahead of Alex, look. He is about 6 seconds ahead of Alex, and by my reckoning, Alex lost about 5 seconds with that spin to Chris Doherty anyway, relative to him. So it probably would have been very close, but maybe Scuderia Sam would have just come out ahead, but we'll never know.
Yeah, as you said, you never know. Is Cherry Berry trying to make his way back through the traffic he's come out into as Baz the Ninja sort of dutifully getting out of the way. I think he made it a little bit easier with Cherry Berry there. I know they're not really in the same fight there, but Baz, he is a very courteous driver. He does obey sort of blue flags when leaders are coming up behind him, and it's almost like that's become ingrained into him there. I would have thought he might have given Cherry Berry a bit more of a hard time there, and but now he's through and on his way, and he's going to be looking to gap Scuderia Sam, and that's Stuart Davis. Chris has gained half a second on him in this final sector, and Stuart blinks. He says, "I'm not having that. Time to pit," and I think this will be again another move to cover off Scuderia Sam. So it's about 22 seconds for a pit stop, and yeah, I think it's going to be very, very close.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely close when he comes out. It's going to be very exciting as they go into turn 1 to see if they're side by side or not. I think we love it, don't we, as fans, whenever a car comes out of the pit lane and it's side by side with another car coming into turn 1. You just don't know what's going to happen. And especially at the circuit where the pit lane actually feeds to the outside of turn 1 rather than the inside, can make it even more interesting. Scuderia Sam there, I think, that's Stuart Davis, look, coming out of the pit lane. So yes, he's ahead of Scuderia Sam as he was before the pit stops as well, so it's as you were with those positions. But now he's got Scuderia Sam chasing him hard. I don't know if he's quite got the pace of Stuart, so he might just have to see if Stuart makes a mistake or if he can just put him under some pressure. We've seen a couple of errors from Stuart during the championship, but it's usually been wheel to wheel, so as long as Stuart Davis avoids other cars, I think he'll be alright here, Stuart.
Quite possibly. Though Donington is it's a very wide circuit. A lot of the drivers have said, there's plenty of space to chuck the car about, but at the same time, you do have to be a bit careful. If you get a run on 2 wheels onto the grass, it is going to bite you, and we know Stuart does run with a loose setup, and he does like to chuck the car about. But the flip side of that is, as quick as it is, if he does touch that grass, he could be round. So yeah, he's going to have to drive maybe a little bit conservative. He was sort of fastest in practice and was unlucky not to get pole position. Cherry Berry just got his timing right with the drying track that little bit better and pipped him right at the end of the session. But he's got Scuderia Sam behind him, and Sam's going to have to think of the championship as well. He's not going to want to get involved in too many silly incidents with Stuart, or he just needs to drive a sensible race. And here's Chris pitting from P1. He'll be hoping to come back out in first position.
Yeah, Chris now making his pit stop, and like you say, he'll be hoping to come out around Stuart Davis, but he might have lost a bit of time, at some stage.
It's a very long pit stop.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's an extremely long pit stop. So this is not going to work out for Chris. He's still stationary as Stuart Davis zooms down the pit straight now to start lap number 5 of 19. So this is going to be Stuart's race to lose now. He's in the lead, and he likes that line into turn 1 where you go over the pit exit and you just get a little bit more speed to carry into the corner. So this is fantastic news for Stuart. This is his race. Well, he needs to catch Cherry Berry first. Cherry Berry didn't actually stop. He made a pit through.
Oh, and BTCC Dan's got Chris as well.
Yes, look at that. That's incredible. And there's his teammate, look, D-Man. We haven't really talked about D-Man in this race. He didn't get qualifying quite right with the drying track. He didn't manage to get a clean lap in, but we know how quick he is. So hopefully now on this dry track, he can catch up and make a bit of ground. But yes, look at that. Chris Doherty behind BTCC Dan. Incredible. No offence to BTCC Dan, but Chris Doherty started quite far up. We expected him to be challenging for the win. So whatever went wrong in that pit stop, it's lost him the race, really, or it's lost him a chance to compete for it.
Yeah, he lost a solid 17 seconds there. He was right behind Stuart Davis when he made his stop, and yeah, he's a good 16, 17 seconds behind him now. So yeah, terrible bit of luck for Chris Doherty. Maybe he forgot to adjust his race strategy before entering the pits, who knows, but here we are, Scuderia Sam, Stuart Davis once again. Sam, I don't think Sam's, as we said before, he's not going to push him too hard, just see what happens. And I think Stuart Davis, he's run wide, and that's going to give Sam a run.
Yes, and you can see Scuderia Sam giving Stuart a massive wide berth as he comes out of that corner. He does not really want to get involved with Stewart, to be honest. Quite happy if he just went on and won this race, I think. But yeah, he's in his slipstream now. He's got on the inside. Stuart Davis has him on the grass a bit, and that's exactly the situation where Scuderia Sam doesn't want to be involved in. He just needs to back out of that, I think.
Yeah, no point getting into this score. Well, his main fight today is with Alex CDL. He just needs to outscore him and maximise his championship. But to be fair to Sam, he put his 2 wheels on the grass. He's still thinking about it. He's a racer at heart. He's not going to want to make it easy for Stuart.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, none of these drivers really want to make it easy for anyone. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a game, and it's just a bit of fun. But these drivers are concentrating so hard, aren't they, trying not to make a mistake. And when you're in that zone, you're not thinking it's a game. You just want to do the best you can, don't you?
Oh, definitely. And a lot of these guys, it's the only racing they've got at the moment during these strange pandemic times. So yeah, they'll take the action wherever they can find it. And speaking of action, is Chris and BTCC Dan. Chris going up the inside. Is he going to back out of that one? No, I think Dan's left in the space and he's through.
Yeah, fantastic move by Chris into, I think that was McLean's? I haven't got the names in front of me of the corners, but I think that was McLean's corner. And then, yeah, BTCC Dan now, he's going to be in his slipstream, so if you can stay in his slipstream, you can get quite a nice tow along here and make up a little bit of time in this sector, but he's going to have another green machine in his wing mirrors now, in the shape of D-Man, so he's in an island sandwich at the moment, is BTCC Dan, as they go into the chicane, and we switch back now to look at Scuderia Sam. He's still on the back of Stuart Davis, and let's have a look at the lap times. They are certainly catching Cherryberry just up ahead, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, well, the 2 fastest cars on the track at the moment, and I thought as BTCC Dan possibly have a look around the outside there, but he's still the meat in that Irish sandwich. And yeah, end of lap. Well, they're on lap 7 now. The leader is, and yeah, Big Bad Wolf and Unfixed Throne first and second. We haven't really seen much of them at the moment. And BTCC Dan's gone down the inside of Chris. Fantastic stuff.
Yes, incredible move there from BTCC Dan. We can see now his Dan Holloway alter ego coming through. Look at it. He's over the track. He's determined to keep that position. And Chris Doherty might have thought he was going to get that position when he went past, but it's going to be harder than he thought because BTCC Dan has transformed himself into Dan Holloway, and he is fighting hard now as they go down the hill towards the old hairpin. And this is a good chance to overtake down here if you're close, and Chris Doherty knows it, but BTCC Dan knows it, and he covers off the inside line a bit there. He's like, not today, mate, you're not coming through here today. But now D-Man's got a run too on Chris Doherty. So it's a fantastic 3-way battle we are witnessing here for 7th, 8th and 9th position, and they've all made their pit stops and we're only on lap 7, so we've got a fight to the finish here for the next, 12 laps.
Yeah, fantastic, and hopefully these guys can keep it clean and fight all the way to the end. There's Chris really hounding the back of BTCC Dan. He's run wide. Oh no.
That's a shame for BTCC Dan. Oh, and he's spun out. He's spun into the wall on the inside, so that's not really gone well at all for him. That's a shame for BTCC Dan. He's rejoining the track now, and unfortunately for Dan there, he hasn't finished the last couple of races, has he, from connection issues or retirements, or, well, it just hasn't gone his way. But he was having a fantastic scrap there, and we're really enjoying watching that. So it's a shame he made that mistake. But it's easy to do coming out of that corner if you just take a little bit too much speed onto Dunlop Straight. I'm sure we've seen it before in the touring cars and whatnot we've raced here over the weeks, but you just take a bit too much speed on that grass and round you go.
Yeah, very easily done, especially in these little rear-wheel drive Ginettas. And that was Big Bad Wolf there. He's got an 11-second lead over Unfixed Throne, who's smooth as you like. It's like he's on rails going down into the old hairpin there. And he's a second. Well, Stuart Davis just on a 41.6, so he's actually 2.3 seconds slower than some of the chasing pack. But again, if you can hold it together and not make any mistakes, there's a good finishing position on the cards here for Unfixed Throne. Of course, he's battling with Chris Doherty, Big Bad Wolf, Cherryberry and Stuart Davis for 4th place in the championship. And depending on that order today, they could be looking at a possibility of attacking D-Man for 3rd in the coming races as well.
Yeah, absolutely. D-Man hasn't really had a good day so far, but he can still turn it around. And now we're witnessing the battle for this is going to be for the net lead, really, when Big Bad Wolf and Unfixed Throne make their pit stops. They're only 14-15 seconds off the lead and right on board now with Stuart Davis, and he's caught Cherryberry. So now this is going to be a key moment of the race to see what happens here, because Stuart Davis needs to nail a move on Cherryberry at some point, but Cherryberry's not going to make it easy, because Cherryberry never makes it easy. And Stuart Davis now look right on the bumper. Is he going to have a go into the last corner? Is Cherryberry going to give him room or not? And Scuderia Sam's in the background waiting to pick off any scraps here. And this is hairy scary times here, Stuart.
Yes, yeah, especially with they're both very aggressive drivers, colleagues as well, so there's a little bit of inter-work rivalry there. Neither one of them is going to want to give an inch, and there's Unfixed Throne as well. He'll be seeing these three coming up thinking, oh no, just go away and leave me alone.
Definitely. I mean, it'd be interesting actually if Unfixed Throne just peels in at the end of this lap, if they're all over the back of him, and rather than getting involved. I think Unfixed Throne would rather just mind his own business and stay out of this. Because that's his best chance, to be honest, of getting the points if these guys tangle. Oh, and Cherryberry's off. He's off on the grass. Oh, he's spinning round. Oh, and smash. Stuart Davis collects him. Oh, no. That's terrible news because we were really looking forward to a three-way battle there. And you can see the polystyrene marker boards just bouncing everywhere to demonstrate the amount of carnage that's just happened. Bodywork as well, I think they've collected the bodywork back, but that was a shame, wasn't it? So as Cherryberry just got a little bit wide, lost the back end and slammed there into Stuart Davis, who was trying to get past.
Yeah, unfortunately nothing Cherryberry or Stuart could do there really. I think Stuart, he did go to the outside of the circuit to give a bit of space, but yeah, unfortunately it's one of the hazards of the old hairpin exit there, and that's worked out lovely for Scuderia Sam, who'll be saying thank you very much, Christmas has come early. And Alex CDL as well, he's now in net second place, about 6 seconds behind Sam. So yeah, the top two in the championship could end up being top two in the race, and yeah, they'll be loving it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Unfixed Throne must be looking in the mirrors thinking, where's everyone gone? What's happened?
Again.
Yeah, so this is great news for Scuderia Sam. I mean, he didn't have the pace really, he thought anyway, certainly not in qualifying, as Unfixed Throne now pits, so we'll see where he comes back out. He didn't have the pace really around the circuit, so he finds himself now in the net lead though, but with probably one of the fastest drivers on the circuit, Alex CDL, only a few seconds behind him with 10 laps to go, so it's all still to play for here today.
Yeah, this is going to be very close. We got 21 seconds for a pit stop. Unfixed Throne, he was 21.5 seconds behind Chris Doherty at his pit entrance.
Yeah.
So we can have another, quite possibly another Irish sandwich here. And we are indeed, yeah. Although it's going to be very tight, yeah. Oh, I think D-Man's just pipped in. Oh, that was close.
Yes, Unfixed Throne was nearly the meat and another Irish sandwich, as you say, Stuart. But Team Ireland are both ahead of him, so now D-Man is the meat in a Ireland Unfixed CDL sandwich.
Sounds interesting. Here we are. This is whoa. That was a couple of wheels on the grass, possibly there, or simply just pushing too hard. I don't know.
Yeah, that looks a bit of overdriving, to be honest, to try and make up for a bit of lost ground. It's a big shame for Stuart because he really does deserve a win. He's got a lot of pace, and we don't really want to see him entering the Donington Drift Championships around that corner. We just want to see him up in the lead and getting the results that his driving deserves. But now he's going to find himself in a battle with his old friend Alex CDL. They just can't stay away from each other, can they?
No, they had a race-long battle at the Nürburgring in the snow and blizzard conditions. They had a little coming together in Silverstone, and then an entire race of just line of stern, wheel-to-wheel action there as well. And both times actually on the final lap, overtaking manoeuvres have been made and attempted, and Alex has come out on top both times. So Stuart will have a point to prove, I think, during this race. And there's Big Bad Wolf, so he should be coming out, I think, well clear of Chris Doherty, possibly. No, it's looking like could be quite close. Yeah, it is very close.
There's Chris. Oh no, that's Cherryberry. Oh no, that's Chris and Cherryberry. There's both of them. And Big Bad Wolf comes up just behind them. So he's put him into a great fight now with the. Oh no! Oh, he's lost it. Oh, it's very well saved actually. I thought he was going to go round there, but it has lost him a bit of time and also a position to D-Man 2-1. Yeah, who just went through. That's a bit of a scary moment, wasn't it? A bit of cold tyres, do you reckon?
Quite possibly. Even thinking of scary moments, Stuart Davis has caught back up to Alex CDL, so that's got a bit of nudge in there. I think. Oh, he had to back out of the run there. Well, it's very aggressive going through that section there onto the Dunlop straight. As I said, Stuart Davis.
It looks like Stuart Davis has got the pace here on Alex, so at least he has in the last couple of laps. He's really caught him quite quickly. And now they ensue a battle which I think will probably last until the end of the race if history is repeating itself here. But yeah, strap yourselves in. I think this is going to be a furious wheel-to-wheel battle for the next 7 laps.
Yeah, it certainly wouldn't surprise me. As I said, Stuart Davis, he's going to have a point to prove. I think he's run a bit wide there, just trying to get on the power. I think he's, to be honest, looks like he is beginning to overdrive ever so slightly. He's
Absolutely, yeah, I agree with you there. I think maybe it's a little bit of frustration. It wasn't his fault that he was just in the wrong place in the wrong time when Cherry Berry lost it and lost control and smashed into his side there. And yeah, it's easy to do, isn't it? And when something like that doesn't go your way, you can just let frustration come in and just overdrive a little bit. I think every driver's been there at some point.
Yeah, although to be fair, you'll see as he comes down into the old hairpin, he does on that loose setup, he does chuck the car around a little bit anyway. We saw a similar thing in the touring cars. So as much as it might look like he's overdriving, he does have quite a flamboyant style around Donington.
Yeah, I think, yeah, like I say, we saw it in the touring cars. Stuart Davis, he does like that rear end coming around a little bit, and he has the confidence to do it as well a lot of time. I think it's on the ragged edge, I think is the word to use, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so, and couple that with, oh wow, he got a good run there. Yeah, well, I've noticed Stuart, he's very quick down in the old hairpin and coming up through this section here onto the Dunlop straight, and it's through the chicane and the hairpins at the end of the lap where Alex seems to pull the gap back out, so yeah, a bit of a yo-yo
so this could
effect.
be his best chance here.
Quite possibly, yeah, but yeah, this is coming to the bit of the circuit now where Alex is certainly strongest, so yeah, there's a bit of a yo-yo effect between the two of them, and yeah, hopefully if Stuart can stay close through this section here, we might see possibility of an overtake going down into the old hairpin and back up the other side again. And he's got the hairpin right, and they're not even lapping that slowly. Actually, they're matching Chris behind them, even though they are fighting each other. So provided they keep it on the track, I think this will be a battle for second place. So we've got across the start-finish line now on to lap 13.
Now, from Alex's point of view, he's fighting the guy up ahead, Scuderia Sam, for the championship. Does he let Stuart Davis go if he's got more pace to try and hunt down Sam? I mean, there's only less than 7 laps left to run here, and they're 8 seconds back from Scuderia Sam. Could Stuart Davis make up that ground? Would Alex let him through to try and do that?
I can't see him doing that. If 10 laps ago, it may have crossed his mind. To be honest, it depends how hard they're going to fight each other, and they're both off the circuit a little bit there, so they're both obviously pushing
I think that's
it
your
crazy.
answer.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be happening. And look at that, so close.
Yeah, Alex covers the inside line. Stuart's looking for the cutback now as they go up to the corner that leads onto the Dunlop straight. Stuart's got the run on the inside, and he goes down the inside here. Oh, and they nearly touch. Oh, that's incredible car control from the both of them to avoid each other, but now they're side by side down the Dunlop straight, wheel to wheel. Alex CDL, oh, and they touch again. How on earth are they not spinning out? This is incredible racing. It's really furious racing here. Alex CDL now has got the inside line into the chicane, and now Stuart Davis is trying to come back at him. He loses the rear end a little bit over the curbs there, and God, that's incredible. That's heart in the mouth stuff.
Yeah, Alex sort of, I don't know if he realised how close Stuart was. He sort of went to go and take the normal racing line and speared Stuart across the track. How on earth he didn't bin it by sticking the 2 wheels on the grass there, I don't know, but yeah, they've lived to fight another day. There's 9/10 of a second between them now, so a little bit of a gap, and here's Cherry Berry looking at D-Man 221. Oh, I think he went for the switchback and D-Man parked it on the apex. I think that might just let Big Bad Wolf through.
Yes, Big Bad Wolf is swarming all over the back of them now, and I think he is looking for the switchback here as they go on the straights. Cherry Berry's covered the inside line. Oh, and D-Man's run wide, look! D-Man's run wide, and that's left both of them back through. So D-Man's going to have to slot back in the slipstream now and try and get a double toe down the straight to try and fight back here. And now Big Bad Wolf finds himself in the middle of both of them. Is D-Man going to have a look? Yes, he is. He's having a look. Is he going to be brave enough on the brakes? Not quite this time. And Big Bad Wolf braked just late enough. So this is a great battle here for 5th, 6th and 7th between these three. And it's allowed Chris Doherty to just scream up the road into 4th. So he's having the race by himself now. And behind him Unfixed Drone as well is only a couple of seconds back.
Yeah, but you keep it a watching brief on what's going on, hoping to pick up on any scraps that are left there. But yeah, it's fantastic action all the way through the field at the moment. Yeah, as you said, we've got battle for 5th, 6th and 7th. Chris is on his own. But yeah, we've got these guys here. They're all, well, yeah, all three of them are involved in this midfield championship battle, so neither one of them are going to give an inch. And as Big Bad Wolf, he's maybe taken a few inches too much and he's run wide. And that's, well, I hope he'll be able to get back onto that battle there, but then he's going to come under pressure from Unfixed Throne now. He's going to have a hell of a run on him coming up the Dunlop straight.
Exactly, it's the worst place to lose a bit of momentum coming onto that straight, because you just lose it all the way down the straight then as well, don't you? And you can see the Unfixed Throne just closing all the time down that straight, and now he's going to be looking the back of Big Bad Wolf's car for any other errors where he can maybe capitalise on. But D-Man is still battling with Cherry Berry, and you never know what can happen between these two. And like you said, Stuart, it's very close in the championship between all of these drivers, so that will certainly be crossing their minds during this battle.
Yeah, certainly. And that's Stuart Davis going. Oh, he's dropped back from Alex. That's a huge gap.
Yeah, what's happened there? Maybe Stuart's made a mistake, or let's have a look at the times. Well, oh, a 42.2 from Alex. That's very. Oh, look, Scuderi Sam a 42.0. That we didn't really expect that sort of pace, but Alex 42.2, Stuart Davis 43.6. So yeah, he must have made a mistake somewhere, I think.
Yeah, quite possible. Although you say made a mistake, the only other person in the 42s is Cherry Berry. Everybody else is in the 43s or higher. So. Yeah, a slow lap from the leading trio now is, yeah, the sort of the running pace of the midfield shows just how quick these guys are out front.
Absolutely, and Alex Udiello, he knows it's not quite over until it's over, and Stuart Davis isn't going to give up. He's going to come back at him.
Looks like he's closed in already.
Yeah, I think he is, and Alex is probably just like, oh, not again, no, please just leave me alone.
Yeah, these two literally been following each other for the third race in a row now, and they must just be absolutely sick to death of each other. And yeah, but Alex, he's 2 for 2 at the moment, so as we said, Stuart, he's not going to let this one go, and Unfixed Throne's not letting Big Bad Wolf go either. He's got that leash, and he's trying to sort of tame the wolf and see if he can get by and grab that 7th place, which he's desperately going to need in the championship. He was ahead of Stuart Davis before Silverstone. No, after Silverstone, sorry. So, yeah, he'll be just seeing his 4th place in the championship slipping away at the moment. And yeah, it's be Big Bad Wolf between him and another 2 points.
Yeah, definitely, he is reeling them in. And it always looks like, whenever you switch to that shot, it always looks like Stuart Davis has just come out of the pits, but that's just the line. Oh, he's gone very wide there, though. So you can see how hard he's pushing, but it's just the line he takes. And I think Alex EDL takes the same line, doesn't he? He's probably two of the only drivers, actually, that do take that line into turn 1.
Yeah, I think so. And the lap times are completely switched round from the last lap there. Stuart Davis did a 42.0, Alex a 43.5, so that gap has come down. It's just over a second now, and it was 2.8, so yeah, we've got 3.5 laps to go. This is not over by any means.
Certainly not, and I think a couple of drivers were saying actually before this race that it's difficult to drive consistently at the circuit, and maybe that's why we're seeing the times fluctuating so much and the gaps fluctuating, and it makes it difficult to know where to look really when you're looking for action, doesn't it? Because look at this now, Stuart Davis is right on the back of Alex EDL, so Alex has really poor run onto the Dunlop straight, and he's going to cover the inside lane into the chicane, so Stuart Davis is going to look around the outside, so here we go again, and he's going to look for the cutback, I think. Yeah, he's going to look for the cutback. He's got a great run now coming out of the chicane into the last but one corner. Alex CDL spots it though, covers the inside, so forces Stuart to go to the outside. And now surely Stuart's going to look for a cutback here. But the nature of the circuit is on this last bit. Oh, Alex has run very wide. Now Alex will have the inside line now for the next corner as they go onto the straight. So it's perfect for cutbacks, really.
Yes, yeah, and who knows how it's going to go. I think Stuart Davis, he's not doing switchback, he's trying to hold it around the outside. Is he going to make it stick? I think he has, but Alex will have a run.
Oh, that's an incredible manoeuvre. Fair play, Stuart Davis. He just stuck it around the outside. You don't often see that happening. And maybe Alex thought he was going to do the cutback, so he decided to park it a bit on the apex, but didn't work that time.
No, and what Stuart Davis got to do now, keep a clear head and just absolutely bolt away and just hope that he can hold Alex, build a bit of a gap and just bring it home for that second place now. But Alex, he's not going to let him go. This is where Stuart's strongest on the circuit, so he's got to nail this right, because we know that come the Dunlop straight and the chicane and hairpins again, Alex will be right back on his tail.
Absolutely, I think that last lap, Stuart Davis took full advantage of Alex CDL just messing up his favourite part of the circuit. We just got a very poor run into the Dunlop straight, didn't he? And that's kind of set it all up. and they've dropped back now 12 seconds behind Scuderia Sam, so this is a battle for second. They haven't really caught him, but Chris Doherty is actually catching them very slightly, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. There's just 2 laps to go.
No, you say,
and they're catching traffic.
Yeah, you say Bazaninja, he's again, no, yeah, there we are. I think he's moved himself out of the way there. He's to the detriment of his own race sometimes. He is very courteous to the leaders, and here's Alex Ideal. He's going down the inside of the hairpin.
Alex Ideal hard on the brakes down the inside. You could see the car twitching under braking to show he was on the limit of adhesion there of his Ginetta tyres, and I don't know if they're Ginetta tyres, probably Pirelli or something. But Stuart Davis now has got the inside for the last corner, and Alex Ideal's going to try and do a Stuart around the outside. Oh, look at this! Alex Ideal, he manages to go around the outside, and he pulls off what Stewart did to him the lap before. Incredible. And the banging wheels now down the pit straight with just 2 laps to go. And Alex Ideal's got the inside line for turn 1 on lap 18. And Stuart Davis is going to try and go around the outside here of lap 1. Oh, he's surely going to get pushed on the grass there, isn't he? But they leave each other room just about. Oh, and this is just amazing racing between the two of them. And now they go down into Stewart's favourite part of the circuit. And Stewart's going to have a look into the old hairpin, is he? But he's on the outside, and Alex Ideal's got the inside. Oh, and Stuart Davis has lost it. Oh, and he's spinning out of control on the grass, but he does a Lightning McQueen and holds it, and he's back on the circuit now. And Stewart, I need a moment to catch my breath.
Yeah, how on earth he held that, I don't know. And they come up now into the 2 fast right-handers, Stewart's favourite part of the circuit. Gets on the curb, Alex is run wide. That's going to give Stewart a run coming up onto the right-hand side, next right-hander, and is side by side. And Stewart goes late on the brakes. Alex turns in, and he's through. And he's through. Alex, he's lost it. He's on the grass. Is he going to hold it like Stewart did at the old hairpin? I think he is. He's kept his foot in it. Line of stern now going down the Dunlop straight. It is absolutely... Well, I don't think I've seen these 2 race this aggressively so far this season.
Yeah, they're racing as if it's the last couple of laps, and they're bang on points, same points in the championship. It's just absolute fury. And in the background there, Chris Doherty must be thinking, what on earth is going on up ahead? He must just see the smoke and the explosions going off and thinking, what's going on there? But it's absolute war here, and Stuart Davis is still ahead of Alex Ideal. I think Stuart was very aggressive manoeuvre coming into the corner, going onto the straight, but he saw a gap and he went for it. And now we've got Cherryberry. He's still holding off D-Man 221. Look, Cherryberry's got some pace, hasn't he? And D-Man 221 is finding it difficult to get past him. Yeah,
certainly. He's keeping the Irish guys split. Obviously, he wants to maximise his points, and he's pitting. I can only assume that comes back to his lightning pit stop earlier in the race. Maybe he didn't actually stop, and that's how he managed to get up into the lead. But here we are.
Quite possibly.
We've got Scuderia Sam 13 seconds clear now, and Stuart and Alex going down through the old hairpins. A bit of a gap now, and all Stuart Dave's got to do is keep it clean and tidy, and hopefully that'll just keep Alex back.
Yeah, he has got that bit of a gap, so Alex Ideal now is actually, maybe if you were a driver, in a slightly easier position of chasing on the last lap rather than being chased. What would you prefer, Stuart?
Always to be chased, I think, on the final lap. It's always yours, so you're not the one who's got to take any of the risks then. Especially with Chris lurking in the background there, ready to sort of take any extra points that these 2 decide to give him. But Alex has got a good run onto Dunlop now, and they're catching Scuderia Sam. He's dropped to 7 seconds back. Whether he's made a mistake or is just slowing down to make sure he brings it home cleanly, I don't know. But here they go through the chicane. Alex is absolutely riding the curbs. He's got a run going into the hairpin as well. This might not be over yet.
Is Alex going to send it down the inside? Oh, he does send it! Oh, and that's a fantastic, really late break by Ayres. It's just a little bit too ambitious, I think, but he had to send it, didn't he? He had to give it a go. Yeah. And yeah, just a little bit too ambitious in the end, and I think that's allowed Stuart Davis just the gap he needs to bring it home in seconds. And Scuderia Sam now exits the final corner, and he's going to cross the line to extend his championship lead, so that's good news for him. And a great win there for Scuderia Sam. Didn't really put a foot wrong. And then the battle in Stuart Davis and Alex CDL crossed the line in second and third. And that was just a hell of a race, to be honest.
No action all the way through. Right the way back to 6th position. I think Chris had a bit of a lonely race after BTC Sudan had his incident. But otherwise, yeah, absolutely frantic all the way through. There's unfixed throne there. Another solid 6th place, he'll take that. And Big Bad Wolf inherits 7th from Cherryberry after his sort of strange pit stop scenario, but he'd be a bit disappointed with that. Here he is crossing in 8th place. real shame. He could have won this race today with if everything had gone his way.
Yeah, started from pole position as well, and not quite sure whether it was a glitch or I think it was BDCC Dan having a BDCC Dan moment coming across in the last lap, and yeah, that's Baz Ninja doing some lawn mowing as well. So it's all still going on, Stuart, as they cross the line now to complete the finishing order, and I think that's Crazy Stu put there down in 11th. We haven't talked about him at all in this race. I think maybe because he wasn't really in it. Maybe he'd retired before the start, but confirmation of the race results there.
Yeah, very, very close at the end, and absolutely frantic fastest laps as well. Look at that, 41.6, best time from all the front runners.
Yeah, almost identical lap times, and if Stuart and Alex hadn't had their incidents, I think the result probably would have been a different way round today. Chris Doherty there in 4th. So this is what it all means for the championship. And Scuderia Sam there, he needs to outscore Alex CDL to practically confirm the championship at the next round, with D-Man 221 there falling back off Alex CDL in 3rd, and it's still all to play for in the midfield. So join us for round 8 next time.